Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life.
Hello, I'm Amy Honey.
Tag along with Amy and Jamie as we meet the authors.
Right here on Amazon Live.
Ask questions to win a prize. Caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it. It's kind of a catch. Oh, I'm Jamie Honey. But you should have got that from the song if you were paying attention. If you weren't paying attention, that's it. Go sit in the corner right now and think about your life.
So we have a really interesting author coming on today. Her name is Theresa Puskar, but I have not heard from her yet. So in case she doesn't show, we will.
She wrote a book on telecommunications.
She wrote a book on punctuality. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, her book's about mindset and decluttering the mind.
She very well may be having technical difficulties, and I had just I'm
PC Phil
in the house.
Whoop, whoop,
all right, let's add PC
Phil. He's no deal. He's here every day. That's what I have to say. Come on, Phil, drop a tune, everybody. Amy soon.
I was gonna say PC Phil. He's not a pill.
That's it.
That's
your whole thing.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
PC Phil's not a pill.
That's all I got.
That's more like a schoolyard taunt than a rap. PC Phil's not a pill. PC Phil's not a pill. Throw me the basketball back.
Awesome. So I'm Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Oh my gosh, I forgot to even message you this morning. I wasn't even sure if you'd be awake. Welcome, Jenny. So PC Phil, Jenny, both of your names are on the prize wheel.
Congrats. I look shorter than you. What are you doing? You're sitting on a...
No, you're slumping. You sit up straight. There you go.
Oh, feel my spine. Actually, have I got short legs or long legs?
You have short ones, I think. For your
I think
height.
I've got short legs for my height. I know I've got
so.
something going on. They go, that shouldn't really be that way.
Awesome.
For my body's spinal length, my legs should be longer. Yet, I was the winger for a representative rugby team, and inside center. So fast, little legs.
So, hi, Pamela. Welcome. Glad
Hello,
you're here.
Pamela.
If you want to join us and join in the conversation, come on over to Amazon Live. That's where it's all happening. That's where the fun is at.
That's where all the cool kids are.
That's all the cool kids are.
So everybody out there in ultimate other platforms, we are over here on the Amazon Live, answering questions, winning prizes, and having fun. By all means, watch, share, enjoy from the other platforms. But if you want to participate in the prize wheel and get your questions directly to the different authors, come over here to Amazon Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as Tuesday, which is today.
Yep.
11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Tuesday, 11 a.m. is Meet the Authors. Wednesday is Unboxing the Unknowns. Hi, PJG. That is Pamela.
PJG.
Pamela was one of our previous authors, and maybe I can throw her book on the carousel real quick, and we can talk about it. Let me go back and find her book.
Maybe she can throw it on.
She could add a link there for us. That would be
by
awesome.
all means, if you want to throw your book up there, Pamela.
Yeah, Pamela has been one of our previous authors, and we have Theresa Puskar today. We'll see. I think she may be having technical difficulties to get here, so we'll find out. Get a bucket of popcorn and enjoy the show. That's right, Phil. Woohoo! Yes,
a bucket of popcorn.
A whole bucket. Oh, I love popcorn.
She does like popcorn.
I do. I love the smell of it. I love everything about it. It doesn't like me though.
Remember when we used to go to cinemas and you get that hot popcorn? How did you make your popcorn? I know people would put they get the popcorn, they pour Reese's Pieces in it, or some people put sour gummies.
Ew, no.
No, you didn't do anything like that. Has anybody put chocolate with their popcorn? Not chocolate in their popcorn? I mean, all food. I mean, I'll eat it. That's for sure. PJ says, throw her book up.
All right, let me find her.
I like the classic popcorn and melted butter. Yes, nice. What about there was a cinema up in Canada when I because I travel in Canada quite often My sister is up there, so it's like, do you want to go visit family? Well, my sister's in Canada, and that's a much quicker trip than going all the way back to Australia. Yet, and also due to our childhood, we're very close because we had to look after each other for survival. And that's not an extension of the facts. It's actually true. So yeah, we're very close. Look after each other. Many years later now.
PC Phil says, I like the classic popcorn and melted butter. I'm with you, PC Phil. I'm the same. When was the last time you visited Australia, Jamie?
I dreamt of being there last night, actually.
But when's the last time you were actually there?
My mind was there. And
when
we will
Your
learn.
body there? When was your body
when
there?
was my mind and body?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, crikey, mates. That takes me back to
2006.
2006.
Yep. I know that because that's the year we got married. And
Yeah, I flew back, and within 13 days, I'd gotten rid of everything that I owned and was back on a flight to Hawaii, and we got married in Hawaii.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so 2006 was the last time. I miss it, though. Australia's a beautiful place.
Oh, so
I've
pretty.
lived and traveled all over the world, and Australia is my favorite. It's not because I grew up there. Yet when you grow up there and leave, then you realize some of the wonderful things that you took for granted.
Exactly.
Much like people that laugh at all your jokes. Oh, it's a blessing.
You love that. They're like you're like, I really like that guy. I'm like, yeah, he laughed at all your jokes.
I know. He's got a fantastic sense of humor. Fantastic.
Oh, PC Phil says, I'd love to see Australia. It is it's worth it. Take 3 weeks when you go. I actually just added your book in the carousel, Pamela. It's called Good Skin Matters, and it's highlighted right now. Good Skin Matters is by Pamela Good. It is a fantastic book. She has during COVID, she does facials, and she's an esthetician or a skincare professional.
Say that word again.
Well, esthetician, but I'm not sure if she's actually an esthetician. Well, I stopped it because I wasn't sure if that's accurate. So that's why I stopped.
My cousin is.
Your cousin's an esthetician?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
so
she's in South Carolina.
The link didn't work. I don't know why Amazon's changed it so we can't put
Dang it.
links in the thing. But I added you to the carousel. So
You're in the carousel.
You're there, Pamela. It's a great book. I don't think do I have it here?
I don't think we do.
I don't think I have it here.
And what's also great with Pamela, you were about to say that she actually helps people with getting access to the Amazon products for them to do it themselves at home. And she'll walk you through on a Zoom call, step by step, how to do your own process. So she's fantastic. Grab a book, get in contact with her. She's got an immense amount of knowledge. And it's not like, because your skin is your largest organ on the body.
Your skin, yeah. It is. It's the largest. What kind of organ?
Skin organ.
It's excretory organ.
What?
It's an excretory organ.
You can't say that kind of language. Shouldn't say that kind of stuff on a live stream.
Right?
It also takes stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when you got like different, like, for example, a nicotine patch.
Yeah, she is a licensed, certified medical esthetician.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's available in the carousel. So all you got to do is click the link right below. I have it highlighted, guys.
Skin matters.
Yeah, we've got you in there.
Esthetician.
I got you. Yeah, it's a great.
Make a rap with the word esthetician.
Esthetician is her profession. No, wait. Esthetician is her job. She is definitely not a slob. She loves to work on your skin.
So come on, folks, let's begin.
There you go. We got it.
Jump on in, grab her book, have a go, have a look, see what information is inside, then have a go and click the buy. Boom! Look at that! I even timed it.
But you didn't use esthetician.
Yeah,
I used esthetician.
I was taking a very slow, painful, tedious rap and add a little beat and rhythm to it and continued on.
PC Phil said I'm getting better.
Oh, she is. And on the graph, you'll notice
Jamie's rubbing off on you.
There's no on the graph of getting better. Pushed right up against this wall. We can't go that way. So yes, definitely getting better.
All right. Okay. So let's go through a couple of the items on the carousel. I honestly, what does Amy's shirt say today? Oh, it says I took a DNA test. And it turns out I'm 100% that witch.
And show them your shoes as well, saying you're climbing the ladder.
No shoes. There's my feet. Nice.
Shocking.
I've been called worse.
That's a soulful story there, isn't it?
I've been called worse than witch. Okay.
Where's my phone?
So, free ball in the feet today. That's right. That's right.
Boom. Commando feet.
That's how we roll around here because it's hot. We're in the desert. We rarely wear shoes. Like most of the family, we don't.
I never wore shoes as a kid anyway.
Yeah.
I remember shoes. I had one pair of shoes that I wore to school. That was it most of the time. And then when I started playing sport, I had two pairs of shoes. One I wore to school and one I wore on the sports field.
He said that photo you posted was amazing from Vegas. That was this morning. Jamie actually texted me. So we have a 4-story and then we have a roof on top. And so we have a beautiful,
well, the 4th story is the
roof. Yeah. So, but we have a beautiful view of like the Vegas Strip and the mountains, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The mornings here are pretty. It was about 5:30 this morning. And I got up early and I get a text from Jamie. You got to come up to the roof. You got to come see this. And so I went up there and I took that picture this morning, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Who remembers that saying? Red in the morning, sailor's warning. Red at night, sailor's delight. Because in the morning, if the sunrise has all these red tones in it, that means there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, which with the light frequency, and that's why you're seeing it as red more so than the other higher colors. So that means that there's chance of rain and all the rest and winds. Yeah, I remember that as a kid. Always remember that. It worked when I was a kid.
Oh, this is Theresa Puskar. I'm just waiting to join you. Theresa, great. So
yay! Check
your email, and what you need to do is you need to click the StreamYard link. So there's that link, the top link, if you read the email, the top link is to share with your fans, and the bottom link, which is the StreamYard link, it will get you into the studio. So great. We're glad you're here.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
And soon we'll have us and Theresa.
Yeah. We've got a lot to talk about. And she's absolutely amazing. So I'm excited to get to talk to her more. So one of the things I believe in when we're reading and when we're doing, I'm a big believer in self-care. That's one of the reasons I love Pamela Good's book, because it's all about taking care of yourself on a level that you would if you were going to go see an esthetician. And I love that because I got really into home spa days during the pandemic, and I'm really spoiled now because now I do spa days at home all the time.
And you get sushi made for you upon request.
That is true.
Because she found there was a sushi chef in the house.
I found out that Jamie does make sushi, and that is fantastic. So one of the items that we have is the circadian optics. Let's show that real quick, and then we'll bring Theresa on. So this is the circadian optics. This is This is bright light therapy, and it's also a great reading lamp. So if you just need a good reading lamp, it's got really good level of light, but it's really good for your health because what it does is it's super sleek. We think it looks like the pixel guy, but there's the light there, and you can tilt it any way that you want, and then you've got a perfect little reading light down where you need it, as well as you're getting light that simulates the sun and helps you with your circadian rhythms. And if you suffer from any kind of seasonal depression or anything like this, this is a great light for that. So
yeah, and like a lot of the common lights have a lot of the blue UV rays in it. This doesn't.
Right, and so this is just gonna kind of make you feel like you're getting that nice sun. And if you're not in a sunny area, like if you're in Washington State where it rains 9 months out of the year, this is a great place. Or on the East Coast, we're in Vegas, we get a lot of sun, but even sometimes during the day, especially since we've been indoors, because like during the summertime, it's too hot to go out, and you're planning your day like early morning or late
20
evenings.
degrees difference from the shade to the sun.
Yeah, it's wild.
You're in the shade and you step in and they're like, step back. No human being.
Yeah, so having that light inside is fantastic. So, okay, well, let's bring on Theresa. She didn't even get to see our fun song at the beginning. Let me tell you a little bit about her.
Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors.
Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize. So you guys are on the prize wheel, by the way. I've got PC Phil. I've got Jenny. I've got Pamela. Jimmy L, welcome Jimmy L. I saw you.
Jimmy.
Jimmy's in here, so
Jimmy in the house.
Jimmy's in the house. So all of you that came in early, you're all on the prize wheel. We will spin it a little later today. So Theresa Puskar is the and I hope I'm saying her name right. She can correct me later if I'm not.
That's always fun.
That's always fun, yeah. She's the CEO of the International Joy Institute.
Ooh.
I know. I thought you'd be really interested in that.
Joy is well, I'll talk more about joy later.
He will talk about joy. And the founder of Edutainment Productions. Theresa Puskar is a motivational multimedia expert like absolutely no other. She's been an author, a producer, a motivational speaker, and an edutainer for over 2 decades, which is similar to what we do. As the former director of coaching programs and audio book producer at Nightingale Conant.
What did you say?
I'm not sure what I said. Publishing. She can correct me on that one too. She's a rare and exceptional knowledge of the self-empowerment industry, from concept and creation to stagecraft and the delivery of it, which is so cool. So she has a passion for igniting joy into the world, which Jamie does too. So I know she's going to be really excited to talk to her. She's passionate about supporting the mindfulness movement, having most recently authored 8 Ways to Declutter Your Brain. On the carousel below. You can purchase it today. One of her books is on sale too. We'll get to that. And The Morning Mind, 9 Essential Mindfulness Habits for the Workplace. She has also written and toured her solo show, Causeless Joy, to enthusiastic audiences throughout North America, receiving critical acclaim in Chicago, New York, LA, Toronto, and Sarasota. So I can't wait to talk to her and find out what the heck Causeless Joy is. So you guys give a very warm Amazon welcome.
We don't have to have a cause for there to be the joy. So you create the joy within yourself.
Well, let's let her tell us.
Well, let's see. I'm having my personal opinion there.
Oh, okay. Well, you can have your opinions. You're allowed. Okay. Well, guys, let's bring her on and give her again a very warm Amazon welcome. Hi, Theresa.
Hello, finally. Oh my goodness. I apologize profusely. I've done so many of these. I kept going into Google Meeting going, where are they? Where are they?
Oh, I knew it was technical because I hadn't heard from you yet. I kept saying, it's got to be technical. She's just having some technical difficulties. She'll be here soon. So I figured you'd be here. PC Phil says, welcome to the Honeys AZ live stream. Our audience is very happy to see you. You're going to see two. So you won't be able to see the chat on Amazon unless you're actually in Amazon. So you can watch it in there if you want, unless that's too distracting for you. So, but awesome. We're glad you're here. We are super glad you're here.
Thank you. And you're quintessential pros, keeping it going as I'm going, where's the author? What is she up to?
Do you know what was funny was a couple weeks ago, we had comedian Craig Gass on. He's been on the Howard Stern show. He's done all kinds of stuff. He was 50 minutes late, 50. Wow. He's also a really good friend of mine. So he was texting me at the time like, hey, I'm stuck at the Miami airport. And he had a big issue and stuff. And when he came on, he was like, there's something that he deals with the radio stations a lot. And they call it vamping, where basically, a lot of the rock stations or talk show stations, they're trying to get rock stars and comedians to get up like at 4 a.m. and get on the show, right? So they're inevitably late and they will vamp forever. And he goes, you guys vamp like pros. It was really funny.
Well, next time you see him, thank him profusely, telling him makes me look like an angel if I'm 15 minutes late.
Yeah. It's not a problem. So welcome, Theresa. I'm really excited to talk to you about your book. We've got 2 of your books. We've got actually a few of your books. Because when I looked you up on Amazon, there was 2 that you told me about, but there's a bunch more actually. Mm-hmm. So the Good Morning Mind is on sale. It's 33% off right now. That's highlighted. And then also 8 Ways to Declutter. Is it the mind?
Your brain.
The brain. Declutter
Yes.
your brain.
Yes.
All right. Talk to us about 8 Ways to Declutter your brain.
All right. Well, I'm a clutter expert. So we all know well what we need to teach. And by the way, it's Theresa Puskar. It's an annoying name. There's no H in there. So I do get Puskar and Puskar. But it is Puskar, like pushing a car.
Okay. All right. I figured you would correct me if it was incorrect. No, I looked at it and I'm like, I feel like I'm not saying that right.
I should have put it. I should have let you know. But you know what? It's if it's done properly, I'm in shock if anybody says it correctly. So, so the 8 ways to declutter your brain. It came from years and years of thinking I should be a meditator. You know, as a producer at Nightingale Conant, Nightingale Conant was the world's largest publisher of motivational audiobooks. So I started there in the year 2000, and I got to produce all my favorite authors, and many of them were metaphysical. It was all about quieting the mind and finding that inner peace. And I kept thinking, I really should do this. I really should do this. But being a multitasker and a type A personality and a go-getter, it's like, I don't have time for this. So, 30 seconds into the meditation, I'd be zipping around thinking, I got to do this, I got to do that. So this is about decluttering our brain despite ourselves. It doesn't mean that we have to sit for half an hour a day. In fact, that shoulding that we do on ourselves is part of the clutter. So it's about really honoring who we are and where we are on our journey, knowing that if we knew better, we would do better. But certain techniques and steps we can follow in order to get that clutter going. So now, after years of this, I've gotten to a place where I welcome that quiet. And when I finally sit in it, it's like, oh, wow, thank you, I'm home. But for years, it was a big battle.
Yeah, I had the same issue. I'm a high A as well. And so, I like, especially like yoga, I would sit there and I'd be like, oh my God, I hate this. Like, in my head, I'm just like, oh my God, I hate this so much. And I'm a big fitness person. So like I do CrossFit and like all like kickboxing and dance and like everything. Right. And then I'd be like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. This hurts. This is painful. And then I'd be like, okay, peace, calm, love. And then 2 seconds later, I'd be like, oh my God, I hate this. And so I find that with yoga, but my husband is very into meditation. And so he has convinced me to just spend 10 minutes a day. We just start out with 10 minutes a day. And I love it. And I welcome that time. I look forward to that 10 minutes of just being in my own head for a minute.
Yes. But holding a pose for too long, I'm like, next pose, next pose, next pose.
Me too.
Next posture, please.
Yeah, same here. And Jamie loves yoga. He does yoga every day.
Yeah, I've even taught it. Several times. Well, when we owned Elite Fitness Zone, the process and the flow or the different exercises, but the combination of physical movement and mind imagery is part of the whole overall process. Same way when we create, there's a intention and attention. Just your intention alone is not going to be the element, and what you're focusing your attention on is also creating. So if they're not co-aligned, then creating something is difficult. Same with the yoga, having a flow of energy with a thought process of what you're actually doing internally, as well as how you're physically, externally in your muscles.
I know it's
creates
good for you.
Greater outcomes.
And I know it's just so healthy for you.
Mm.
So is your book about meditation then, or is it just?
It is the journey through meditation. So what I have in the book and what I find is very valuable is the audio book, because I take people, I think I have 25 or so experiential exercises. And so part of the decluttering the mind to get to that place where we can get a little more quiet, first of all, is honoring ourselves. I knew in my mid-20s that my life's lesson was going to be to fall heavy duty in love with myself, because we are so hard on ourselves. We're never enough. We are our own worst critics. So I've gone through years of therapy and different modalities and trainings and seminars. I thought the other day I've probably spent like 6 figures on personal development. And you get to the point where you realize that it starts and ends with loving the heck out of ourselves, knowing that if we knew better at the time, we would have done better. And the more I delved into knowing myself, years of therapy and catharsis, exercises where I'm feeling into the pain and remembering and re-experiencing. And now it's to the point where if I can be present with my feelings, not judge them, but feel into them. And this went through the big time for the pandemic with me, was going to that place of what am I feeling? It doesn't matter where it started. It doesn't matter anymore. Childhood, friends, family, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm feeling this right now. And then breathing into and allowing myself to completely feel it. But the trick is without judgment, because what we often do, I'm angry too long, I'm sad too long, I better snap out of this. So feeling into those feelings and then allowing ourselves with time, when you fully feel into that joy, that causeless joy that we mentioned starts to bubble up. And part of it is saying, I'm opening my heart. And I realized during the pandemic, even after the book, how close my heart was. Really did a lot of work trying to pry it open with a crowbar emotionally. Now realizing it's a lot more open. And then from that place, there's the yes. So, yes, world. Yes, thank you. And then there's the gratitude and appreciating the littlest thing. If I wake up in the morning miserable, and that's part of what my second book, The Good Morning Mind, is about, is getting up in the morning and making a choice. But The Good Morning Mind is more about leadership, integrity and leadership, authenticity, in enveloping creativity, encouraging people to create as opposed to stifling. So it's mindfulness for business. The 8 Ways to Declutter Your Brain is more the personal, and it's a lot of my personal story. One of the things I'm known for as a producer in the studio with my authors and doing other work, I'm very self-exposing. So you'll see in my book, I go to some of my deepest, darkest stories of how much I hated myself, how angry I've been, the road rage, all of that.
Wow.
And I believe that as I share that and become more authentic, it gives others permission to look at themselves and go, wow, I'm not alone. But a big part of, as a producer, for me, it's about more than just giving a weekend workshop or a book where we're tracking, through the pages going, oh, that's really interesting, I'm inspired, and now putting it away. So I have experiential exercises in each chapter. And I also do a lot of profiles. People love to, questionnaires. What are my feelings about this, that, or the other thing? So we get a sense with the questionnaires when we fill them out about rating ourselves. How far am I from where I want to be emotionally, spiritually? And then with that, at the end of each session is a meditation. So I take people through meditations, visualizations to help them move. Because if by the end of the book, they put it down and go, oh, this is great. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I like that. Goodbye. It had no purpose, really.
We call that shelf help because it just stays on shelf.
I haven't heard that term. Self-help. I'm going to use that one.
Yeah, you don't
use that one.
Yeah, you don't want to just have it be shelf help. You want to actually.
Yeah, people that go to seminar after seminar after seminar, it's like, stop going to seminars.
Yes.
Put into practice what you've learned, because they say, well, knowledge is power. It's like, applied knowledge is power. Because through the application of knowledge, you gain an experience. Through gaining experiencing things, you now have wisdom connected to that knowledge. And wisdom is really where there is power, because now you have choices that you can change. And you mentioned causeless joy. Now, I have my understanding of what that is, but Amy would like you to.
Yeah, what is causeless joy?
Well, it started with, I started studying at Oneness University in India in 2012. And they had a 1-month program, a deepening process. And when I got there, it's really funny. I talk about this in my solo show. My solo show integrates the fairy tale princesses whipping me into shape with my trip to India. It's pretty wild. But when I get to India, it's one of the first days we're in this gorgeous, huge temple. And all of these people from all over the world. And these people were starting to meditate. And as I said, I had trouble at the time meditating. And I hear this cackling. I hear this insane laughter. And I peer open in my eyes and I'm like, my God, they're nuts. They sound like these crazy monkeys. I thought that was my monkey mind. So as I sat with that little voice said, they are an outer reflection of your monkey mind. That crazy mind that doesn't stop. So when I stopped judging them, I learned that they were experiencing causeless joy, bliss, connection to source. And for me, it can be a piece of music. I can be inspired by an actor's performance or a movie, or it can just be sitting in the delight of gratitude for the life we have. And it starts to bubble inside and it starts to tickle your heart. And I now go into a state sometimes where I'm laughing as insanely as those people I judged at the temple. It's joy just because, for no reason at all, just because we're here and we're experiencing the present. I guess that's what it is. And to everyone, it's different. To somebody, it might be doing that skateboarding, skiing down a mountain. Or others just sitting in that silence and bubbling into that. But I'm curious, Jamie, what is your experience of causeless joy, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, sure, I don't mind you asking. And now, do I mind answering? Yeah. So, causeless joy. When we take the natural state of being of the human mind is that of joy. If you look at little children playing, they're in touch with the moment. They're engrossed in it. They're observing it. They're playing with it. All their senses are aware of the current moment, and they're in joy, regardless of what that is. So when we take away all these other thoughts, processes, and stresses, we come back to a natural state of being, which is joy. We don't have to try and create joy. We just have to allow joy, so that we don't need a cause to create. We can allow it. And meditation is one of those processes by which we just allow the other things to stop worrying. I did the Vipassana, which is 10 days of silence meditation, meditating all day and all night. And what we did through that, it taught you that there is an awareness of sensation. Now, we give that sensation a negative aspect. Oh, that's painful. We give it a positive aspect. Oh, that's delightful. Then we try to push away the pain and pull, grab, get the joy from wherever. But if we just allow the flow and go, oh, observe, yeah, that's pain. I'll wait for the next joyful moment. Oh, this is joyful. And then fully embrace the joyful moment without a desperation to hold on to it. I'm going to lose it. Now you're creating a negative with the positive. Just embrace it, enjoy it, allow it, and that is the joy. And when we create little moments of connecting to what's actually happening in the now, we see that there's all these wonderful things, like you were mentioning before, that we can be grateful for. That attitude of gratitude, it creates a resonance within the heart chakra or the heart center, and connects with the brain and the heart, for there to be that connection. And then we start to appreciate all the things we have. And we can look at what we do. You're mentioning about making a choice in the morning. About, well, when we wake up in the morning, before we opening our eyes and start to think, oh, today's this day, we go, oh, today's a great day. Today's something exciting is going to happen. I'm so excited about the unknown adventure that's going to take place today. So we create an excitement about what's going to happen today before it happens. And then, because of the way the brain works, subconscious mind is looking for that adventure, is looking for those wonderful moments of possibility connected to the thought that we had when we started our day. So that's my causeless joy.
Absolutely. And people say it's woo stuff, but don't knock it till you try it. I have to tell you guys a funny Vipassana story. I too did Vipassana.
Oh,
Amy, I think you're too young for this, but I'm
not as young as you think. We are grandparents.
Okay. Well, I'm sitting in Vipassana and I'm at menopause. So, a bunch of the meditation they want you to sit perfectly still. So I'd be sitting there and these beads of sweat would slipping down my nose, and I'd be going, okay, breathe, be present.
Well, you clearly didn't see the hot flash I just had then.
Oh.
That's why I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like just sweating.
We'll be doing it live, and Amy will go turn the air conditioner up. Then she'll go turn it down. Then she'll go turn it down.
On off.
It's not changing, Amy. It's not the air conditioning system.
Life. Yes. Well, I love your definition. I think that's dead. And when you bring up the children, Jamie, I taught preschool for a couple of years, and I realized I started playing with the kids. I couldn't not play with the kids. And they are so in love with themselves, so in love with all they create, so present in the moment. And I had a wise friend who turned to me and said, Theresa, you feel safe with the children. That's why you love it. It's the heart thing again, that closed and open heart. And it was like, wow, that was an eye-opener. Those children are so present and so in causeless joy. And I felt safe doing and being that as well. So it was an interesting lesson.
And children are really good at that because they can change their state instantly. Like they can be just completely crying and then like, I'm fine. Next, where's next? What are we doing?
And it's very interesting when you look at the brainwave patterns as a child goes through those ages, because it doesn't have, we've got delta, alpha, theta, beta. So it's the different age ranges go through that. And so like when you're going into a meditative state, a theta, you're is like the same age of like the 6 to 10-year-olds. And so that's why they can play imagination all day, because they're in a semi-hypnotic state. So that's also like very careful when you state things as facts to young children, saying, that's not real, or that's not possible. Oh,
or
I now accept that as
criticizing them in any way. It's like, you know, go ahead.
Oh, no, so that's why when we've educating young children, because I've been an instructor as a guest instructor at different schools, teaching improv and communication and imagination and creativity, and learned that with educating young kids, what is the joyful aspect, or what is a goal they can work towards, as opposed to the don't do this, don't do that. What's the opposite of that? Create the opposite. It's like, don't run with a knife. It's like, hey, how can you walk with a knife? How can we safely carry a knife? Let's prose everything in what can you do, as opposed to what can't you do. Because we know the subconscious mind, no matter what you say, is looking at it as an actuality. So there's no, don't think of rain. Okay, now I'm thinking of rain. So
Yeah.
Don't run in the rain. All I heard was run and rain. Ah! So I don't know, I'd say like, so let's walk with a raincoat on.
Yeah.
You know, walk with an umbrella. Oh, okay. Now I'm given the imagery to connect with what you want me to do, rather than what I shouldn't do.
Right.
Like you said earlier, you shouldn't be should on.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Much more effective with children. It's really funny. Hey, Dana. Dana just joined us. Welcome.
Is that Cosmic Kaya?
It is Cosmic Kyle. I'll add her to the prize wheel. Yeah, it's really funny because what's been interesting is watching my grandson, because he's been homeschooled for the last 2 years, or online school. Not really homeschool, online school. But it's so fascinating and interesting because, you know, he's not at school where kids are like teasing him or bullying him or anything like that. So he's not hearing, I can't do things. And this kid's self-esteem is through the roof, and it's awesome. We absolutely love it. He literally will run around the house and go, I'm so cute, because we tell him he's cute all the time, and that there's no one to tell him he's not right now. And it's great.
Like he was on the couch, foot in a foot massage, doing his homeschooling, math or something, answering all the questions.
With a chocolate milk.
The chocolate milk, foot in a foot massage, which we're actually going to show later.
Yeah, we'll show it later.
And I'm in the kitchen cooking lunch for Amy and I, and he goes, I'm king of the house. And his mother looked at me and went, and I'm like,
Okay.
Well, and linking that back to the book and that whole sense of honoring and loving ourselves, what I find now, I'm teaching grade 5 at the moment, and they let you know, I'm bored, Miss Puskar, this isn't fun. Okay, so let's read with character voices. Why don't you become thespians? Why don't we find interesting ways to do it? But I have to have done my own emotional work and love of myself, because otherwise I get defensive. Kids aren't liking this. They're bored. It's my fault. I'm a terrible teacher. Yeah, you know, fall down into your own spiral of your ego. So doing the emotional work to love ourselves, what I'm seeing is I'm loving the world around me so much more. And what used to trigger me and get me so angry in another, of course, because I didn't like seeing myself in them, now because I've done the work and I've decluttered the brain and got really clear on things, I can now not be triggered. So that same person doing that same behavior, I'm going, wow, that's really sad. And a compassion comes through, as opposed to anger meets anger. And the world these days, I don't need to tell you, there is so much of that. If we can step back, and even, you know, the schools, they're doing so much emotional intelligence work, but let's take it deeper. It's not about, you don't need to touch Susie. Susie needs to go to a teacher and tell them, no, why are you hurting Susie? You do not love yourself. And I've said to the kids, anybody here a bully? Miss Puskar has been a bully. And it's because I didn't love me. And I say to them, when you are a bully for a few seconds, you do feel powerful. How do you feel about yourself afterwards when you watch them crying? You don't like yourself. So I go back to, you need to love yourself more. And I've worked with preschoolers, and people have said, oh, they're too young for that kind of, they're too young, they wouldn't understand. And I had one beautiful young girl who was quite a bully. And after months of working with me, she ran up to me, Miss Pushkar, I was mean to Madison. And I said, I was sorry. And I loved myself. And it felt so good. And I'm like, yeah. So we
Oh,
need
I love
to
that.
deeper, you know, and we're all little children in the school. Yeah, that's why we have to, with the stuff that's going on now, us adult children, somebody triggers me. I have to do a meditation, or I stop and I imagine my heart opening and the light of my heart expanding to theirs, and their consciousness being raised as mine is. Because I find if I get righteous about somebody else's righteousness, I'm kind of lost in that circle, aren't I?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
blast love to them. Blast a kind of acceptance you want, that we can agree to disagree. And from there comes authenticity, comes open hearts, comes the decluttering of the mind. Anyway, I'm lecturing you also.
I love that. No, that's
It's
not
a
a
good
lecture
thing.
at all.
It's a good thing for people to hear again, because sometimes hearing it from a different person, even if it's the exact same sentence, and as an actor, you would know this as well, that the sentence can create a different impact based on tonality, phrase, the rhythm, the sequence,
The tone.
the tone, like any element can create a different understanding. So hearing something multiple times, like for example, my sister, if you're watching, will go, oh, Jamie, you really like this guy. He told me to do blah, blah, blah. That sounds just like you. I'm like, well, why didn't you do it 5 years ago when I said it? And you'd be 5 years ahead with all this success without having.
I've always said that too, Theresa, is that hurt people hurt other people. You know, the people that are, if you're being hurt by somebody, it's because they are hurt. And I've been through my own trauma therapy, which has given me a lot of compassion for people that have hurt me, because I understand that they wouldn't have hurt me if they hadn't been hurt themselves. I totally understand that. And you start to gain that compassion around it, and to be understanding that people are just people. And it's just important to, like, I like that you open your heart and pull them in with love. I think that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also something around, I used to do a lot of energy work. I studied Reiki and different modalities of energy work, and I would exhaust myself. But if you see the light of source energy, whatever you want to call it, creativity, God, whatever rings true for you, and you see yourself on the inhalation, breathing that light into your heart and expanding it, and on the exhalation, it expands out. So I am not sending loving energy or healing energy to anyone else. It's expanding, filling my body. And through that expansion, it fills their body and their heart. I don't lose energy. It raises my energy and raises theirs. So that was a recontextualizing of that whole concept of opening the heart, because people say, don't want to be too open, got to protect ourselves. Think about it though. If you have light and love blasting outward from you, there's no room for negativity, because it's being expanded. Fills you first. You know, I hate, so many authors have used that expression. When you're on an airplane, you put the mask on the baby first, and then it's so overused. But if you think about it, you know, if we fill ourselves and see that light filling us and then expanding bigger, 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 we lose nothing. And by the end of the energetic exchange experience, you are vibrating high, and everybody is.
I love that. I love that. PC Phil said, I'm a people person. Can't you understand that? Great line from Office Space. So, hey, I was going to ask as well, like, what's the way out of this maze of negativity and stress that everybody's in right now?
Yeah, I think it's a big one. For me, it was number one, community. I moved from Canada to Chicago, so I'm on my own here, and I have a beautiful ex-husband, my husband, and my daughter, who are very good friends. We're very close. But having a virtual community, being authentic with ourselves, and I think, you know, part of it, and what you were talking about, Amy, if they knew better, they would have done better. And a lot of the meditations in the book I take people through, and the visualizations are those that have so-called wronged us. I spent years with my mother, my father, my sisters, my teachers, the Catholic Church, all kinds of areas where I was challenged. If I go to the source of it, I can see that they would have done better at the time had they known better. They didn't, just like I don't know better. So seeing it from that perspective, and then allowing the gratitude. I can list all of the negativities and how I've been wronged, and that doesn't mean we ignore that. We allow ourselves to feel into that. That's part of the self-compassion. But then it's also going, okay, but what am I also grateful for? So it's like the cake might be made of some of the challenges, and then the icing is that positivity, that gratitude. So as far as these days, it's about looking within. We keep projecting out. Those people are saying that, how could they? I hate those people, they disagree with me. No, stop. Though, had I lived that person's life, I would believe what they believe. Can I agree to disagree? I have neighbors and friends who are polar opposite of where I am politically, emotionally, spiritually. And we just say, you know what? I am not going to try and convince you of anything. Because if you think about it, when we try and convince others, when we're really pushing, there's a part of us that's trying to convince ourselves. That's why the enlightened masters, people said, well, you know, I didn't see them levitate or this. They get to such a state of awakenedness, of consciousness, they don't need to prove to anybody. And so I find the more, and I've got a long way to go, don't kid yourself, but I mean, the more I'm awakening, the more I have to prove myself, the more I have to have others hear my side of the story. So if we can stop midway through our judgment of others, okay, I'm going to share experience. It's very personal, a little bit controversial. I was in my ego, and I went to see Eckhart Tolle and Marianne Williamson at Huntington Beach several years ago. And Marianne, I had produced 2 programs with her, and I saw her in the hallway, and I said, I'm thinking of leaving as a producer. I don't know what's next. And she goes, Theresa, ask yourself and focus on how may I serve? And I thought, what a concept. Out of my ego, like, how may I help others? Get out of here. So I'm writing my one-woman show in a cafe one morning, and I saw it was all about me. And I stopped. I said, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to focus on how may I serve? And in my mind's eye, I saw Jesus Christ in front of a politician I was really struggling with. And Christ looked deep into his eyes, and he said, I see you, and I love you. And the politician went right into his ego. Well, I've done this. I'm great at. And Christ said, stop. Stop. I see you. I see you, and I love you. And I saw the politician's armor of anger and resentment and all that stuff melt away. And he became a 5-year-old little boy. And when I got out of the meditation, I thought, I have to start sending him that kind of love. Because my contempt of him and what I'm judging him as is only bringing me energetically down, only creating animosity. So my opinion, and that's only mine, and I can only speak from my experience, is going within. When I feel hatred out there, road rage, oh my God, you ask my daughter, you ask my husband. I was the worst. Now I'm driving, and I'll say to my husband, I'll turn to him saying, I'm feisty today. I gotta see, something's going on. And then going in and taking some breathing and checking it out, and then going, oh, and then accepting yourself after you realize I'm feeling really angry because I'm feeling lack. I don't know where the next job or the book's coming from. Okay, so that's where it is. Okay, let me feel the anger, feeling it bubbling inside. Breathe into it. Okay, can I love myself? Can I accept that about myself? And then feeling into it, and then going again, feeling completely and going into gratitude. Then suddenly I'm not as mad at the outside world. So it comes from self and self-compassion, in my opinion.
I love that. Pamela Good, she's one of our other authors that we've had on here recently. She just made a comment. She said, that is so good. She loves that.
Thank you, Pamela. Good for your good.
Yeah, so I've done Reiki, healing modalities, meditation, hypnosis, all those things. And I'm considered an energy creation specialist, talking about the flow of energy in thought and in function and in habits. And when we when we have that negative feeling inside ourselves, it's like a tennis match. I don't like this. You take it. And the person goes, well, I don't like this. You. So there's like this tennis match of negativity that goes back and forth. So when someone is like, to you, you go, oh, I don't need this, and we'll put it over here. I don't need to give it back to you because you don't want it. I'm just going to ignore it and let it dissipate over here. And it will go back into the whole flow of everything that is energy. And just go, okay, well, let me try and understand more why you're saying. I don't have to be defensive and tell you you're wrong, yet I also don't have to accept what you're in. So if someone turns up to my house with like, hey, I've got a box for you. And I'm like, well, I don't want a box of kittens. Now you can keep it, you can do so, but I don't have to accept everything you give to me. And I also don't have to get upset with you for bringing me the kittens. I can just say, no, thank you. But why are you carrying around a box of kittens? Asking questions and then saying how you personally feel about the answer is different than telling that person that they're wrong, because then people get defensive. You're not understanding. And the road rage, what we do is we play the what if game. So when you start to get upset about someone that did, what a total something, cut me off with, what if that person has the last kidney available for their dying child in hospital? Would you be okay with them cutting you? Oh, absolutely. Okay. There is different scenarios we can create with our imagination that makes an action acceptable. Then you don't have to have this emotional torment, this energy building inside of you because of thoughts that you're having that are not validated. You don't know why that person, there could be a number of reasons. There could be the reason that they're an inconsiderate driver that wasn't paying attention, possibly, or that they're in a hurry to save someone's life.
Yeah.
Either is just as valid, like Schrodinger's cat. We don't know what it is until we examine it.
Until we open the box and look.
But the emotions we create are ours. Like you were saying, I have to carry that energy. So if I'm getting upset, then I'm creating the upset within myself. I can also create it doesn't matter, and expanding that energy out. I was reading a thing about empaths in regards to like when everything starts to become overwhelming, you kind of close in, you're like, ah! Yet if we expand out, like you're saying, a ball of energy of light and love, and try to expand out understanding, acceptance, allowance, compassion, consideration, love as a ball. So anybody that walks through that ball is influenced by that to have more of that kind of mindset within themselves. So by the time they get to you, they're happy. So the bigger you can create this field of energy around yourself of being caring and accepting and allowing, the greater everyone coming into your environment is going to be.
You guys are such a rock star couple. I love you. What an amazing couple you are. Yeah, and the driving thing, I love that. What happened to me one day is I had to follow my girlfriend to a coffee house that I wasn't familiar with. And she was the worst driver in the whole world. I went, oh my God, that's Bleep. If that wasn't my friend Bleep, I'm not going to use her name. I said, I'd be cussing her out. And it's like, and she's one of my best friends and an awesome woman. But I think you bring up a good point, Jamie, energy. So even in the book, I talk a lot about this. When I meet with a person, after meeting with them, checking in, am I higher energy or lower? If my energy feels down and depleted, then maybe I shouldn't be hanging around that person. We have what they call energy vampires, and that sounds critical, but often they're not even aware of it. But checking in with ourselves constantly, like when I get off, I'm already feeling the energy from you guys from this interview. It's like, woo! So no, there's a connection here. It's a good thing.
Yes.
It's awesome.
I've done metaphysical. I've done interviews with people, and I'll get off and I'll be going, we talked about all that right stuff, but my energy's like zapped. So it's about, again, self-care and self-love. If I love myself, I want energy for the juicy good stuff, to do my creative work, to play, to have fun with those grandchildren. So I want that which energizes me. When I was angry all the time, oh my goodness, that energy was so depleted. Yeah. And so even talking about others, now I'm finding even if I start gossiping or talking negatively about somebody, I'm going, wow, is this worth the energy? No, it's not worth it. So something, yeah, I love that. You guys.
Yeah,
Wow.
we will do pattern interrupts with people because we've I MC live seminars, thousands of people, and you'll always get people there. It's like, oh, I'm a downer, I'm a high. And it's like the downer. I'm like, we'll do a pattern. Like, I go, so what excites you? Sorry for interrupting, but what excites you right now? Because they can't hold a positive and a negative simultaneously. We are in a duality consciousness where all the zeros and the ones. Where it's one or the other. It's like you can't get yourself very shrumped down and go, I'm happy. Now get yourself up and go, I'm sad. No, you can't. The physicality, the thoughts. Tell me something that excites you right now. Oh, I understand. Yeah, we can come back to that stuff if you want to. But what excites you? Because I might be able to help you get what excites you. Would that excite you more? And they're like, oh. And you can see the struggle of they're so accustomed to the habit of complaining that it's actually an effort to get out of it. And then I'm there like, because I'm enjoying the game of let's see how long it takes you to put a smile on your face.
Exactly. Well, you know, it's funny because you talked about the acting. People would say to me, oh, so you're an actor, so you fake things a lot. I went, no, acting, you go through years of therapy. You go through, I've got to be able to feel every emotion. And like you said, Jamie, shift, boom, 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 boom. And I've got to be, if I'm not comfortable with that emotion, if I'm not loving myself with that emotion, I can't play anger. I can't play sadness. I can't play all the realm. And so acting to me has made me more authentic because
Yes.
Incredible therapy.
Too.
Yeah, acting is incredible therapy. I trained with a guy named Bruce Glover in Los Angeles. He was my acting coach. He's Crispin Glover's dad. Great guy. We used to call him the rubber face because he could change so quickly that he looked like a completely different person. He'd hit a different emotion and he could do it on cue. And he taught us to do it. And he was so good, such a great coach.
Yeah. Real acting is real emotions that you're creating in the moment based on a fake story or based on a story.
Which we do all the time. We create stories.
Every single person doing it, except the trained actor can do it on cue.
Yeah.
In an authentic way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And it's more authentic. Like you say, I've lost myself. I've had roles where I know the lines, I know where I'm moving. But if you're and then it's a spiritual experience because if you're an actor, you have to be present. If you're not present, you're dialing in your role, people will feel it. So you have to be ready for the other actor and to respond in the moment. So I realized it was a very divine experience for me because you have to be present or you're out of luck. You're not getting that award.
Yeah, it's crazy because early on in my career, I actually I did some horror films. Well, I did a horror film because that was the last time I ever did.
Yeah,
that.
a lot of my work has been called horrors as well.
This is the true. I was the killer in this in the movie, and so I killed everybody. And I got on a plane. I had flown to New York to do it and flew back, and I literally cried the entire flight back. It was 2 weeks of just blood and guts, and just awful. It was awful, and I was like, I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I am not cut out for this. So.
And it's interesting that you bring that up because when we watch TV or be entertained through different modalities, we are creating that emotional response in our own body. So if you're going to be watching all these kind of really extreme TV shows, news, horror films and such, your body is reacting as if it's going through that experience.
As if it's happening to you.
As if it's happening to you. The brain doesn't differentiate between whether something is real or not. It gets the information and processes that information. You get a chemical change in the body. Different DNA switches on and off based on your emotional state. That junk DNA is optional DNA. Depends on your emotional state. And when you're stressed, when you're angry, when you're fearful, your DNA is tighter, not looser, so less can turn on.
Right.
When you're happy, more of it's available.
So, Theresa, one of the books that I found under your name was called The Art of War.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, The Art of War.
So why is that book under your name? It's
a guide to?
It's Sun Tzu.
It's the study guide. It's Sun Tzu's The Art of War. So, yeah, very. So G&D Media used to be Gildan Media. I was a director of coaching programs at Nightingale Conant before I was a producer. So I started writing a lot of curriculums. And so I got linked up with G&D Media, and they needed people to write study guides. So I have written study guides. I've written 11 study guides for them.
Wow.
And
then my own books. The study guides, Sun Tzu's The Art of War, is very difficult. And then the most recent one, doing Frederick Douglass's, his narrative. He was an African slave, and here I am, a white woman. I thought, who am I to be writing a study guide for his narrative? But these are about helping to bring these classics. I did Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and The Richest Man in Babylon, a whole bunch of them. The study guides they are classics. They put us in another place, but how can we practically apply them to our lives now? So what I create is a study guide, so the deluxe edition to all these books, which is why you don't see my name on it, but it comes up. Now I've done a recent contract negotiation with the agent now with my name's on them. But previously I was that anonymous study guide writer.
Well, that study guide is available on the carousel for $1.99 right now. And actually, I found your 8 Ways to Declutter book with a 15% off. So that's only $10.99 right now. So you guys can click on that, grab it, put it in your cart. Even if you're thinking about it for later, just go ahead and grab that, and you can make a decision in a moment. Also, How to Declutter Your Mind is available, and it's 62% off for $7.95. So that's really good. That's down there. And then the other one, I've got Celebrate All. What can you pull that title up for me? I can't
Celebrate All You Create.
Celebrate All You Create. Is this a children's book?
I've written 7 children's books. In all honesty, though, I've had struggles with Amazon because people put it up and it'll say they don't have any stock. And I've tried to get it off the system so that I could warehouse it myself and get it out there. So we're having a bit of challenge, but I have written 7 children's books. So, and they're all about creativity, emotional intelligence, honoring ourselves. No computer games today. One is Celebrate Your Creativity. Another one is loving your differences and diversity. Another one is called The Trouble with Terry, about accepting ourselves in the whole parent-child projection mirroring. So there's a bunch of them, and those are available on my website. Unfortunately, the Amazon thing never got worked out after a long time trying to work it through. So we're still working on that one.
Cool. Well, that looks awesome. I would love to get a couple of those books for my grandson. So I hope that gets worked out soon. That looks like a good one.
Yes.
Then I also have Living a Course in Miracles, and that looks like another study guide by you. Would that be correct?
I think I produced that one. Yeah, I produced that one. I produced it, I think, and wrote the study guide when I was at Nightingale Conant.
Cool.
It's a very comprehensive study, and Kenneth Wapnick, he talks, so it's not just the Course in Miracles, but he actually a whole bunch of lectures. So the study guide, again, is bringing to fruition into our daily lives today how we can utilize this.
I love that. Marianne Williamson has one of my favorite quotes. I'm going to see if I can pull the whole thing up because I would never do it off of memory.
Here is it. Yeah, yeah.
So with your past and meeting all these different authors and being the producer of these different things, what is one key moment that stood out for you as something that is like, wow, that was a tremendous experience. I was so grateful to have had that.
Well, there was so many. Dr. David Hawkins was the real thing. He was an enlightened teacher, but he was such a simple man. One of the things that I come away with, because you talked about how we say things, the same words in a different way as actors. People would come up to me because I've worked with all these famous authors and say, who the heck am I? I've wanted to write a book. I have a message myself, but who am I? And it's like Marianne's quote, who are you not? I have worked with the person down the street who had just as powerful a message as some of these authors. In fact, one of the people I worked with as a channel, she said something to me I found fascinating. She said, Theresa, some of these people have a divine contract or their Akashic records. They are supposed to karmically touch millions of people with their books. So she said to me, write your books. And even if they don't get published, the act of writing the book has put that energy in the world. But I want to encourage the viewers, there is no other you. There is no other person that sees the world that you see or expresses it the same way. So yes, write your book or do your audio or whatever it is, that there is only one you.
Pamela said, Theresa, thank you so much for your work. The quote that I love is the quote you're talking about, and it's our deepest fear. And it says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest. So that is like my favorite quote.
Well, and I'll tell you, that was one of the moments that I was with Marianne, and I said, you know, a lot of people attribute that to Nelson Mandela, and you're not getting credit for the quote that came from you. And she was so egoless. She said, Theresa, I don't care it doesn't matter who they say did it. The fact is, it's out there. And I thought, wow, I was so impressed by Marianne. And she told very personal stories too. At one point, my daughter was 3 years old, and I was thinking of leaving my job. And I said to Marianne, how did you juggle all your books, your tours, and having a daughter, a single mom? And she said, Theresa, I could lie to you and tell you I did. She said, no, I made mistakes. Do not make the same mistakes. Let yourself get bored at the playground with the child. Let yourself get bored at the beach, because that time will never come back again. And that within a month, I gave my resignation. So there was an authenticity about her. And she was so easy. As a producer, I'd ask her a question 40 minutes later. No ums, no ahs, no having to edit or fix things. She was brilliant.
Oh, I love that. So tell me about the surrender experiment.
The surrender experiment. So, well, there's so many books I love, but Michael's book, The Surrender Experiment, has most recently been, there's only a couple books where I bought like 10 or 15 copies in my life and wanted to give them to friends and family. But that one was huge. And that's something that's speaking to me louder now. If I surrender, because after the pandemic, I said, now what? I've written the books. I've done the tour of the show. I've done so much of what I want. And for the first time, hey, universe, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. So when Michael in that book talked about the surrender, Michael Singer, by the way, the surrender experiment, kind of his whole life being, I'm going to say yes, I'm going to surrender to everything. With that surrender, the heart softens and melts and starts to open more. And since that, we don't have time, I think, to share a great story, but basically the more I surrender, the more synchronicities and most exquisite experiences just fall into my lap. So I love that book.
That book is available as well right now. You can click that in the cart. And then the other one is the Untethered, is it the Untethered Soul?
Untethered Soul. It's another one of Michael's. It's extension of that too. I just found the two books, and I like him as a speaker, but I love him as an author. You know, some people are better speakers, some authors. He's a fine speaker, but his books really touched my soul on a very deep level, and they're very practical and very inspiring.
I love that. So this is a random off-the-wall question. What's the last thing you bought on Amazon? What's
the last thing? Oh, I know what it is. Here we are. It's a backdrop. It's very boring. It's a blue backdrop.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, blue screen.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Great. I love that.
I buy a lot on Amazon. Love Amazon.
We do too.
Oh, good answer. Good answer while we're here. Good answer.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Theresa. And it's Theresa Puskar.
Puskar.
How can they get a hold of you? Are you on social media or?
Yes, I'm on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, the website, www.theresapuskar.com, TheresaPuskar.com is my website.
And of course, all of her books are available on Amazon. You can purchase them now. So thank you so much for joining us today. It was just a pleasure getting to know you, and I'll be reaching out to you.
Thank you. And they're lucky to have you guys. You are wonderful. Thank you so much for your time and your great energy. I'm through the roof now.
Oh, good. We're like,
yay.
Love that. Love to hear that.
That's actually one of the things that you were talking about. How can we serve? That's what we say in our trainings and our teachings. We're like, Amy's a sales trainer.
I do sales training for large seminar companies. Mm-hmm. And so I also look for, and Jamie's more on the energy side, but I am too, because everything is energy. Mm-hmm. And so I'm looking at the energy flow of the money in the room and where the money's leaking out of the room because the flow of energy isn't right. So I'm looking for that, but then I'm also looking for how do you connect the right people with the right products? Like, I do not believe, like, a lot of these companies are like sell, 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 and I don't believe in that.
So we change it to serve, serve, serve. How can you serve? How can you serve? How can you serve?
Absolutely.
In any situation, and you'll find that the sales are more, and there's not all these cancellations because you're doing it in an ethical way. So you're supporting their choice.
Some of these
you guys are bringing amazing energy to the world. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We need it. We need it big time. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Theresa. You have a great rest of your day. We'll be in touch. I'll be sending you some of the copies of this episode as well.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. Have a
awesome.
good rest.
Have a great week.
Thank you.
Wow, she was amazing, huh?
A lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and also
I knew she'd be good.
Talked about how we gain wisdom through an experience. You can read her book and see her wisdom that's come through her experience, and you'll also be getting that experience, because as you read, the brain is going to be becoming aware of those moments, and then you can see how your own life can go to causeless joy.
And you always say that reading a book is like taking the hand of an author and getting to walk with that author.
Yeah.
And learn.
It's like reading a book is holding hands and sharing the mind with someone who has something valuable to share.
Yeah, I love that.
You get it.
And they're saying in the chat, fabulous, Theresa. I'll check your books out. PC Phil said, great stream as always. And PG Pamela said, yes. And welcome, Sam. Sam has just joined us. And we'll add you to the prize.
Queen Sam.
Queen Sam.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I do have some promo codes for Middle World Herbs. Of course, we've got all of the Middle World Herbs available. I love the Middle World Herbs. They're great. They've got the cognitive support, which is excellent for reading. The company is super, super ethical in everything they do. Yep. It's third-party tested. So that means that what they say is in here is actually in here. They blind third-party test it. I love these labels that you can feel the new world, the middle world, and it comes packaged in like this beautiful little burlap sack. It's got the middle world whispers on it.
Yeah, which is like a pendant. It's metal with glass in the front.
A little charm, kind of.
And it's kind of like a little magnified, and it's got like positive affirmation and statements on that charm. And you can collect all of them. There's a whole collection of different sayings.
One of my favorite sayings is if you don't listen to your body's whispers, you're going to have to hear its screams.
Yeah, listen to your body's whispers,
so you don't have to hear.
So you don't have to hear your body's scream.
I love that. That's cute. So great. Thank you for all you do. Oh, that's so. Thank you, PJ. Yeah, and the labels are actually made with grass, and it feels so good. They feel so good.
No tree has been harmed. In fact, every bottle you buy, a tree is planted.
Exactly.
They're partnered with a charity that plants trees. So
exactly.
You feel better, and so does the planet.
All right, let's go back to the top. We talked about the circadian optics. Let's talk about Back to Roots. You guys, this is on sale today. I love this. This is one of my favorite things. This is not sponsored. I purchased this myself, but it's on sale, so I'm really glad that it is. This is Back to Roots Organic Mushroom Grow Kit. It's super fun. It's got a whole bag in here. You basically poke. It tells you exactly where to cut the bag. This opens up. So let me see. I'll just pull this guy out because I think I'm gonna do him today. But
you get fresh mushrooms in your house.
Yeah, and these are oyster mushrooms. Yeah, will you open the top of that for me? These are really fun. It's 9% off, and then I think that also might be on a lightning deal. So this is a really fun with the kids. If you like to eat mushrooms, it's great. So so it's got a bunch of instructions in here.
Here's your little water mister.
How does that go? Exactly.
Sound effects are not included.
And what do mushrooms have to do with reading books? Well, they're really healthy for you, and your brain takes up 75% of your nutrition. Yeah,
and a lot of mushrooms are nootropics, which is brain function. So if you're going to read some information that's going to be beneficial to your health and well-being, to your life, such as Theresa Puskar's book, you want to be able to remember that information.
So all you do is you open this up, you create a crisscross pattern in here, and then you drop the whole thing in a big bowl of water and you soak it overnight. Once you do that, then you just put it back in the box and this guy pops right out. Yeah, you do it. My fingernails. Ha ha ha.
If you break your fingernails, I know it's going to be more.
Yeah.
Oh, so this little part here.
Yep, he pops all the way out. and then you put this guy back in here, and the mushrooms grow right out there, and you just spritz them with water every day, just on a daily basis. Just give them some water. In here in Vegas, we do it twice a day because it's a little bit hotter here, and things dry out a little faster. But this is a great fun thing to do with your kids, and it's a great deal today, so I threw it on there.
It is fun to see the things grow. I'll put that back there.
And what they don't tell you is once you order it, if you post something on social media, they'll actually send you a second one, so you get two. And
so you just hang it here.
It grows once you harvest them once. It grows. I believe it grows 2 or 3 times. It definitely does 2. It might do 3. So that's pretty cool. And they're delicious. Oyster mushrooms are delicious, you guys. Immune support system.
They can double in size every day. It's really good. Because some plants, when you plant them, are like, is this growing? Like if you do bamboo, 8 years later, you're like, oh, I see it. But this will double in size every and
it's
every day.
Really ready to harvest in like 7 days. Like it's super fast.
11 to 12 days, harvest, cook, and share.
Yep. And they're delicious. So that's the Back to Roots. Awesome. You guys grab that. It's a great deal. Okay, this next one is the Rocket Book. I love this Rocket Book. Again, this is on special today. It's normally $30. It's on special 17% off, so it's $24.99. Comes with your own little pen. And the way that this works is you
linked
open it.
to the cloud.
It's linked to the cloud, but it's a reusable notepad. So you can write it. It links to the notepad. You just wipe it off and you can reuse it. So you've got a special pin here that you just basically reuse.
And the thing is, it's just like a book.
Yeah, it looks just like a book. It looks like a notebook. It's got some different templates in here for you to use too. So this is like a project task. So it's got some different templates for you to use and reuse. This is like calendar, your days of the week. It's got action plans, reflections, objectives. So you've got all of this stuff on a daily basis, and it's got blank pages as well.
A cloth to wipe.
A cloth to wipe. And yeah, you can just.
And the basic instructions.
And the paper feels really cool. To me, it feels like that stone paper, but I don't know what it's actually made of. But it feels like stone paper if you've ever felt that. So it's really cool, Rocket Book. So it's on sale right now. Really might be a really great thing for your kids with schooling at home and just being able to have different things.
And you can drop it and it won't break.
You can drop it and it's fine. Cool name too, Rocket Book. Yeah, it's a pretty cool name.
And, oh, I forgot what I was going to say about it now.
I thought you would really like something like that. I thought you would think that was pretty cool. Okay, the next thing is the Cloud Massager. And I don't know if it's still half price, but if it is, grab it because I haven't seen it that low. It was half price last Wednesday. It might still be. I know they were running a special on it. Jamie was going to try to use this during the show today. We had all set up to be able to use this during the show. So I'm like, oh, you're just going to, I go, we're not going to show that. You're just going to use it. He goes, I go, well, it's going to be noisy. And he goes, well, I don't put the vibration on. I just like the compression and the rolly stuff. And then the compression was pretty loud. So
like when you're sitting and doing something else, you don't hear it. When you're trying to be super quiet for a live stream, you hear it.
It's loud, yeah. They said clown massager is still 50% off. Why do you guys call it a clown massager, though? Why is it because it massages David Utechpia? Are you calling him a clown? We love David.
Or is that a typo?
No, they called it clown massager last time. It's really? A cloud massager. Yeah.
CLOUD.
Yeah, but they've been calling it clown massager. So I don't know why, because I know David streams this one as well. He's got this product. Yeah. Utechpia says it sounds like clown. Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Different settings, and you can carry it with this, but this also moves very easily.
So when I'm reading, I like to multitask, and by multitasking, I mean multitasking.
Put it down around the base here, so it's at an angle for your feet.
Yeah, so things with self-care. So this is a self-care item that you can easily be getting your foot massage while you're reading a book. My grandson loves to use this while he's doing school. He says it's so fast. Yeah, he's a fast talker. David goes. I love him. He's a great guy. Great streamer. If you guys don't know him, David Utechpia,
yeah, go check him out.
Follow him. Check him out. He's awesome. Okay, the next one is my all-time. I am falling in love. Okay, the company. By the way, the company shipped that to us for free to try out. I love it. The company shipped us the MCT oil. powder. So the way that they work is like
And she's reordered it.
I'm reordering it because it's that good. I love it. It's a nice cream.
Oh, and there's some all over the floor now.
Yep.
Now you brushed it onto me.
Yep. That's how I roll. So I don't know why it ended up getting in the lid like that. It's like it got shook or something.
I wonder how.
I don't know.
I do. The person holding it shook it.
Dana said, "Hey, update 69 from 1,000 followers." What does that mean, Dana? Are you a live streamer as well? If you are, I didn't know. What's your channel? Give your channel out. If you're a live streamer in our channel, please add your channel here.
Yeah, let us know.
We are more than happy to follow you and to support you. Yeah, we want to definitely support.
We like this.
Oh, you're 69 away from 1,000. Awesome. Oh, on TikTok.
Hey,
Nice, Dana.
Nice,
Dana.
Oh, are you Cosmic Kaya on the TK?
She is. I followed her.
Oh, I should follow you.
Yeah,
Maybe I already am.
Go follow her.
Right,
go follow her now.
Bossy.
Jamie's gonna make it 68 away. Okay, so this MCT oil, powder, and collagen, it is such a healthy way to cream your coffees and your teas. And I also believe in having a tea and getting a massage while I am reading my book. So I love this creamer. It's a great one, and it's only 7 grams of fat, but it's got the collagen in there. Collagen gives you great, amazing hair and great skin and great nails. Collagen, especially as we get older, we need more of it. So this is going to be a high protein collagen for your coffee or tea. And I love that. That's such a great thing. So that's available. It's only $39.95 right now. So what are the other things here we got? So, we've got Pando. We do have Pando. Let's pull a Pando card. This is a fun game, you guys.
Wow, I think you just got another follower.
You did.
900.
Jamie, take notes from Amy to get your hair looking great too.
Who said that?
That was PC Phil.
Fine. I'll be back.
Did you hand me this to go take notes? Where are you going? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have Pando, which he had over here and just handed me a notebook instead. So this is Pando. This is a really fun game. So the way that it works is you draw a card and you ask a question about yourself. Or like the person that draws, then everybody else in the room has to guess if that's what's true for the person that drew the card. So I'll pull a card. Dinosaur time. Yeah, he might come back as a dinosaur. You never freaking know, right? Okay, so this is name the. I'm not gonna say that one. Never mind. Some of these are like a little really not good for live stream. Have my tonsils been removed, and am I attracted to drama? Have my tonsils been removed? And am I attracted to drama? So that's what the card looks like. See if I can get a little edge on it there, looking away. So have I had my tonsils removed and am I attracted to drama? So those.
There are your questions on the Pando?
Yep. The game is in my wish list. I might pull the trigger on it before Christmas. It's really fun.
It is a fun game.
It'd be a fun game to play during Christmas.
And especially when you have relatives or family or friends come over or neighbors, you can kind of play the game doing a bit of a get to know you game. And it's interesting more so than what the answer is. It's interesting observing everybody else's answers on what they think you are or what they think something is. So Jenny is saying no, and Amy slipped the card back in, so I can't find. Oh, I'm glad we didn't do that card. That's one of those cards that you're like, even more interesting. Where did she do it? Where did Amy put her card? Everyone stop and look around for a second. I don't know where she put the card. I can't even. Someone type in what the questions were, because I cannot find the card that she had to even repeat the question of again. Oh, here's one's perfect for the stream. It's like, in the last year, have I read a self-improvement book? Right? The books that were mentioned today, all of them are. And I will be executed for my crimes tomorrow. What meal do I? Oh, that's a little bit of a negative one. Where's the card?
It already got put back, so it was.
On one end.
I just.
You just dropped it.
I just dropped
You
it.
didn't follow the
I
rule.
didn't follow
There's
it.
actually rules. You see here, it says discard on this end. And
So the question was.
well, I don't know what the question was.
No, my question was,
And
am
this
I?
side is draw. See?
It was tonsils. Have I had my tonsils removed? And am I attracted to drama? That was the two questions. Hi, Dana or Tanya. Hi, Tanya.
Hey, Tanya. All right, so Jenny is saying no to tonsils removed and no to drama.
And that, yes, I have had my tonsils removed, and no to the drama.
I've had my tonsils removed twice, and they're still there. They've
Really?
grown back each time.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it
crazy.
is possible.
You got me on your mind. Awesome. So what? And did you pull a card for you?
No, I spent the whole time trying to find your card. Because someone didn't follow the rules. There's very basic, simple rules here. You take one from the draw side. Oh, we've had that one before.
Okay, so Middle World Herbs, guys. Oh, Gabriel P. Hi, welcome.
Okay,
Welcome.
here's my question from Pando. I need a new computer. Do I buy a Mac or a PC? And have I ever broken my arm?
Oh.
Have I ever broken my arm? And I need a new computer. Do I buy a Mac or a PC? What do you guys think? Am I a Mac or a PC boy? And have I ever broken my arm?
PC Phil said, is tonsils twice? Is that an Australian thing? It totally is. Down there, everything's backwards. Yeah. And upside down.
You don't want to buy a PC?
Mac, Jenny said Mac and no.
I will give you a hint. I played professional rugby and I was an international stunt actor for many years.
You've broken a lot of bones, but I wasn't sure if you'd broken an arm.
Have I broken an arm?
He's broken a leg.
More than once.
More than once.
And I've also broken my skull, my jaw, my wrist, and I've got a pin in my wrist, and that's why I got the scar all the way down here.
Oh, so that is the arm.
No, that's the hand. These are the arms. This is the arm. This is the hand. Yeah.
Foot bone connected to the
knee bone connected to the eye bone. Yeah, I never did pass biology.
PC Phil said, I'd like to change my answer. Many broken arms.
You are a hot mess, and you're a robot.
And you're iRobot.
I was PC, but then I worked for this company that insisted that I have iPhone and Mac, and I won't go back now that I've had them because there's such crossover connectivity benefits to them that I really enjoy. And I've had my Mac now for like 5 years, where before every year, new PC, new PC, new PC.
I love Mac. I won't go back now.
And I haven't broken my arm, but I have broken leg, ankle bones, metacarpal twice, skull, jaw.
Dana's broken arms and wrists.
And I've dislocated my shoulder. So I've had it completely flopped out. It's got strung up in a stunt as well. So yeah. So there you go. You get stories from people as well. It's not just a yes or no question. People expand on the why, the how, and the what, and that makes an interesting connection process with that game. So great game.
You know, PC Phil said he went the other way. His first smartphone was an iPhone with Verizon when they came out with the iPhone 4, but now I'm Droid all the way. So I was Droid all the way. I had my very first 386 computer in 1992. And I was PC all the way, and Android all the way. And I had, up until 2016, we joined a company and they insisted, I'm pretty sure the CEO owned stock in Apple or something, but they all insisted that we switch over. And so we made the switch, and I wasn't fully in until I lost my phone in Boston. And I was able to do the Find Your Phone. Oh my God. Then I was like, I'm all in with Apple. That was it.
I like the fact that I can create documents on my computer and I can copy it and paste it into my phone text. Like they work as one device. Yeah. Synchronicity.
Interchangeable. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that goes back and forth just automatically between the two of them.
And what's funny is we actually went to Apple and we took a bunch of classes on Apple to try to figure out how to use them. So Apple does all these free classes, which is super cool. So it's got all these different like things where you use 3 fingers or 2 fingers on the mouse or the keyboard. And the funny thing is the PC does it too. We just never knew that it did it. So we would come home and we were like kind of transferring from the PC to the Mac, and I would go work on the PC, and I would you get in habits with your computer with how the finger functions work. And so I would accidentally do it on the PC, and I was like, hey, the PC does this. And Jamie, we were just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, PC Phil saying Google Workspace can do the same thing with the
Google Drive. Oh, that's good. Yeah,
I like it because it does my photos. It does.
I use Google a lot. I love Google. Okay, so we have all of these middle world herbs down here, you guys. I've already talked a bit about each one of them, but the promo code, it's 20% off. So if you're looking for your liver detox, if you're looking for better digestion, if you're looking to improve something, the middle world herbs can absolutely be a benefit. Yeah. So we have all of these middle world herbs down here. I click on them. I don't know which one is which until...
Yeah, and so the code works for all of them. So go have a look at the store, check out which ones you want, and you're getting good quality.
Awesome. Now we have Edwin's book. We have Your Next Step, and we also have a really cool bookmark from Edwin, and we're going to give those away. Can you pull the bookmark as well? Do we have the bookmark?
Yeah, there's one down here.
So let me make sure that we have everybody. I'm going to just share. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share the names on Amazon. So let me know. Can you double check it and let me know if I don't have your name on here, if I missed you.
It's a beautiful bookmark. It's metal. It's got nice little tassels on it, and they'll slip black and gold. Yeah. So you're getting the book and the bookmark. Edwin Sabata.
Oh, Bella's mom just joined us. Welcome, Bella's mom. I'm going to add your name on the prize wheel.
It's a great, quick little read, and about financial abundance and the mindset and the abilities too. So,
anybody else? Check that work. Check it and make sure that you're on there.
And let's see who's going to be the winner.
Let me see who's going to win this book today. Let me know.
If your name's not on there.
If your name's not on there, let me know.
Hey, is it? We should copy paste, multiply them up there.
All right. We're going to give you guys a few draws here.
Everyone will get bonus draws today. Congratulations.
All right, I'm going to shuffle. Are we ready to spin?
Sure. Let's spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel.
Every time I see Bella or hear it, I look for my cat. Is your cat's name Bella? That's cute. All right, here we go. Gabrielle P, are you still here?
Gabrielle,
are you still here? Let us know if you are still here.
Let us know.
Let us know if you are still here, Gabrielle. Gabrielle P, are you still here? Oh, she's here. Yay. Okay. I don't know if I have your address. Have you won anything from us before yet? If you haven't, even if you have, just go send me an email to amy@amyjohoney.com and just send me your shipping address and I will get this shipped out to you.
Send it right now.
Yeah, if you could send it now, that would be great. Thank you guys. And yes, I've won before. Okay, I think I might have you in the system. If not, I can do a search on my email, but definitely send it. Go ahead and send it now. And again, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Wasn't Theresa amazing? She was really fun. She was really a world of knowledge. Awesome. Thank you for that, PC Phil. PC Phil's added my name to the chat. Now, if you can't find us, you're looking for us, go to happyhoneys.com. All of that will redirect you back there. We're getting ready to post some really cool Christmas gift guides on there. So be looking out for that. And that's going to redirect you back to Amazon. We're going to be posting some gift guides. We're going to be posting some fun new recipes that I've got that I'm going to be making and sharing how to make some fun stuff for Christmas where you can make your Christmas gifts, some DIYs on there. So I'll be posting that and everything you can purchase on Amazon. So all of that will redirect you back to Amazon. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. We had a ton of fun today.
And have a wonderful day. Remember, smile at a stranger.
Yeah.
And if you're adventurous, give them a little wink and go read a book, because when you read a book, you're holding hands with an author and sharing their mind.
Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life.